Bringing out the substitute teacher, huh?
How are you going to fix this thing, Gully?
Yeah. Geez, isn't that the $1 million question? I think it's I think that results always lag. That's what I think, Spec. Like, you're winning when you shouldn't be winning, and the losing is lagging behind you, but it's going to catch you. And I'm not saying we should be winning right now. There's reasons we're not. But at the end of the day, we're playing. It doesn't look like it. I get it. You guys can criticize me, but we're being forced to be better in certain areas, and we're getting better in those areas. But the wins are lagging. They're lagging behind. And I don't know. I could spew off on what I think is. You got the power play that ran at a historical level for a long period of time. That it's not going to run like that. You know it. You've never seen it. None of you guys have seen it run at 40% for a whole year. It's never happened. So it's going to come down. It's like a batter in baseball. He doesn't hit 4 out of 10 all year round to hit 400. Sometimes he hits 2 out of 10 and then 6 out of 10. So it's going to bounce around all year. But if you look over the past period of time, the last 6 games, if you want to call it the last 6 losses, the power plays come down to 15%, the penalty kills come down to 63%. They're still top part of the league, but they're in a state, and that's put an emphasis, or it's highlighted our 5-on-5 play, which you guys all know. I mean, I know you guys know. So, but what that's forced us to do, the good part of that is it's forced us to try to get better 5-on-5. Because the power play and the penalty kill were masking that before. So, and we are. The results aren't going in. There's that lag that I just talked about earlier, but it's forcing us to get better in an area that we needed to get better on if we wanted to have any long-term success.
Yeah, 5-on-5 would be the next question. It's just been, all year, it hasn't been where you want it to be.
Nope.
You feel like it's, like, does that have to get solved before anything works around here? Is it the 5-on-5 have to produce?
Yeah, no question it does. And there's no excuses in the league. You know there isn't. I mean, it's a never happy league. It's a never hungry league. It's a never excuse league, whatever you want to call it. But it has to get better. But look at it honestly. Your anchor in any hockey team, your anchor. I mean, we have the best. We might have the best ever driver in the world as a forward that can drive play. He can drive play on his own. He can drive a line on his own. But you're always anchored by your D. You always are. They're the one that push things from the back. They're the ones that break things out. They're the ones that keep things alive, get you out of your end, defend the front of your net. I mean, they're the driver. And we got nicked up back there. And now we're getting them back. And we're still sputtering a bit. But let them get up and running. They can, if your anchor's not right, your boat just floats off. And that's what's kind of happened to us a little bit. So we're forced to really dig in here. We're forced to really dig in with this 5-on-5 scoring. I don't quite, I look at last night's game. That's the one I can look at. We did a lot of good things 5-on-5. I think we controlled things. We controlled shots. We controlled territory. We just didn't control what went in the net. So that speaks to that secondary scoring. But what choices do we have but other than to stay at it and get better with some of our offensive play? I thought there were times last night we could have been at the net more. I thought some of the saves, I thought Jack Campbell played a great game. I had Jack way back in Dallas days, and as a young guy, I thought he made some great saves, but at the end of the day, I didn't think we were in his face enough, right? So those are little areas now that we're being forced to play in, and that's only going to make you better, and that's what we have to do.
Glenn, you guys did that 3-on-3 center ice drill today, which I know is done periodically, but I'm just wondering the timing of that today. Given some of the frustrations with scoring goals, is there anything that relates to the situation you're in?
Yeah. If you look at their second goal, I'll piece together the practice and answer your question with the drill. If you look at their second goal yesterday, they win a battle along the wall, and we get going north instead of south, and then the puck ends up in our net. We give up an odd man rush from the red line. And it's a one battle. It's in a confined space. So that drill today was twofold. One is we put together Jim put together a practice with an F3 here, emphasis, and on some good defensive structure. But at the end of it, we wanted to not only have a little bit of fun, which that game is. Playing games is fun, whether you're in minor hockey or the NHL, but also put them in confined space where they had to win battles and try to score goals. And that's what we did in that drill. That was the purpose of the drill. So it was a little bit twofold there. So yeah, you're not wrong. It was a little bit of a scoring drill. It was a little bit of, hey, we got to get into some contact and battle, and let's try to score and have some fun.
And Mike Smith has really been full participant in the last couple of practices. Any update on when he could play a game?
Yeah, I haven't talked to TD there, but what I can say is he's getting very close. So I think the injury was significant, and now he's put in a lot of work. He's getting close. I can't tell you it's tomorrow or Saturday, but it's not far off.
Hey, Glenn, just over here to your right.
Yeah.
To quote a British philosopher, William Hazlitt, said, "Success is a great teacher, but adversity is a greater." So right now you guys are in adverse times. What have you learned about your group?
Well, that's a good question, because I have the luxury, like a lot of you guys do, but I have the luxury of being in that locker room 4 years ago, my first year here. Todd's last year, the year with Hitch. And I can tell you that it's different. It's different. And it's different in a very positive way. There's a lot of, I would say 4 years ago, there was frustration, and that's a common thing when you're going through adversity. But there was a little bit of a lack of hope. I sense frustration, a little anger, but a lot of belief. So there's a difference. If you're in that locker room, there's a difference. They're not the same. There's a belief in that crew. If you were around some of the subtleties or happened to pick them up, I mean, Duncan Keith was pretty quiet getting himself in here in the beginning, and now he's starting to bark a little bit in there in a positive way. So you can see guys step up. Connor and Leon aren't the same guys that they were 4 years ago. They've got more belief in themselves and in their group. So I'm not going to keep going on that, but I know 4 years ago, boy, it could get dark in there. It's not dark in there now. It's getting a little laser focused in there.
Glenn, just to follow up on Reed's question, I just wonder if you do know who's starting in net tomorrow, or would you have a good idea of who's starting in net tomorrow?
No, I'll just tell you that what we've done is we met with Tip this morning via conference call, and then we got practice ready and had a bunch of meetings after. I just came out of a meeting with a line before I came in here. And then now at the end of the day, we're going to talk with Tip here again via conference call at around 2:30 or 3 o'clock, and then we'll try to get everything that he sees. He's gone through the video, obviously technology. He's seen it all. He's went through the chances. He's gone through everything, and then we'll meet together and we'll put together the lineup before we leave here tonight. That's going to be what we're going to do.
Everyone knows the importance of Connor and Leon, and it sounds like they're not losing hope and all that kind of thing. But I just wonder how this team can cope, or how you can improve upon your results when they're merely scoring a point a game rather than the 2 or 3 that they were scoring earlier in the year.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Merely a point a game. We just have to be better as a group, and what we can't do, I can tell you what we can't do, is we can't look to try to play the perfect game, because then you squeeze, right? And we are squeezing a little bit. You guys can see it. We're squeezing a little bit. You can't try to play the perfect game. You got to kind of drop some of the baggage off and play. So you can't focus on points. Oh, I need to get a point. You just got to focus on your game. And so what we've tried to do as a staff here over the last couple is just give them a couple things to focus on and try to take away from all the other baggage that can come in here. So if we're going to focus on whether they need 2 or 1 points a game, man, we're going to be in for, we're going to have this thing go on a little longer. We're just trying to get them some things to focus on as a group. So we're trying to alleviate some of that baggage for those top guys that they got to take and wear everything, because they do wear it. They care. You guys have been around these guys. These are 2 passionate guys.
Just wondering about the mechanics of how it works when the head coach isn't available. Like in game, is it you throw him on a speakerphone between periods, or are you guys just running with it? Like, how does it work when he's not able to be there?
All of us have been in the league for a while, and so Tip's been around. He's a veteran guy. This is a really good cohesive staff as far as how we work together and the pieces. So we've just Tip's been gone. He gives us the head direction, but he lets us kind of run with it, right? So he gives us where he thinks it should go, but there's also some leeway for Jimmy and I and Wise and Schwartzy to. We're all interjecting to come out with a game plan, and that's what we did today. So, Jimmy made practice from start to finish today, and then we just supported that. And we did some video stuff we looked at this morning as a group, put that together, and again, at the end of the day, the big guy's gone. We're just working together, and there's no the beauty of our group. And this is personal. There's no egos involved, so we're just all chipping in where we think we can help, and then we present as a unified group.
No Hyman today. Can we just assume he's just still day to day, Glenn?
Who's that? Sorry, Mike?
No Hyman, Zach today.
Yeah, no. I believe, and I don't know. I know he's getting an image done. So I don't think we have the results of that today, but we're hoping that it's a good image. That's what I know. So I know he skated this morning, but we can't move forward with Zach until we see the image. So
Okay, you coach the forwards. Yamamoto has no shots in 6 games. He's playing the second line every game. Does he have to move down in the lineup and try to do something else, or is he just gift is not the word, but he still plays on the second line even though he's got no shots?
yeah, I would say we're taking one stat and we're going to run with it. We watch Yamo's game closely. Basically, we cut his shifts. We cut everyone's shifts, and we look at them. If you asked our top guys who they want to play with, that would be one of their guys. That I can tell you. And we can all sit here and proclaim we're experts. Myself, I'm not. I don't think any of us are. There's an old saying in the league that the players know first who can play and who can't. And if you look at our top guys, they like what this guy brings. Now, he has no shots. What I like about Yamo's game, I didn't love Yamo's game yesterday, and we had that conversation this morning. What I do like about his game in general is he keeps plays alive for people. And he extends plays, and he can win battles. And when he does that, that's why the top guys want to play with him. Now, where he needs to improve as any young player in the league, is his finishing ability, right? And he's talked about that, and he's worked on it, and it's a continual work in progress, right? His ability to finish when you're playing with top players. So we're all working towards that end, but some of the stuff that he does goes unseen. And we've moved lines around. If you looked in the third period yesterday, we changed things around looking for a spark, and I think Tip's done a real good job of finding those things. But to say that, for me yesterday, to say that the reason that line maybe didn't have offensive success was because of Yamo would be wrong.